crew stays right with him as he takes this screen to restart the racing lap.
Oh,
1, 2, 3 cars. Upside down and back over. Oh, that's Simmons. That's Simmons got upside down. That's Simmons.
Guys.
Well, in this case here, all right, now watch Scott. Right there.
Yeah, he spun. Exactly what happened. Chesson got out. Chesson saw it. Simmons had no.
Well, he had no view. All he could see was Chesson right in front of him.
Absolutely no view of that. When Chesson got out of the throttle, he was so close, he just ran over him. There was another car that spun back there.
Goes around the slower traffic of Sarah Fisher. Jack, what's going on?
Well,
oh, no, another crash, and it's upside down. We've got a car upside down. It's Marco Andretti. 2 cars at least involved in this. Buddy Rice as well. Buddy was taken out last year in a crash with Elio. This year, a crash with Marco.
A lot of cars in the back, everybody weaving back and forth. And there you can see Marco Andretti went from being on the right-hand side of the track for us and started to move across and ended up starting to catch some wheels, probably with Buddy Rice, Rusty. And that was enough to actually start the chain reaction for the cars crashing.
Well, Scott, I want to see this replay again because it looks like he got across the front of a red car back there. I don't know exactly who that was. Let's take a look at this one more time.
Wow. And that's some damage also to Dan Wheldon's car, probably the first car that he went across in front of.
And over. Was that Marco Andretti? It was.
In the same corner that his father ended upside down many years ago in a kart race.
We've got a full course yellow. You can see Marco.
Who is it? You can see
Oh, Tony spun. It was Tony's fault. Ah, Jesus.
One more look, Michael.
That one wasn't a good angle, couldn't tell.
When you say it was Tony's fault, from what perspective?
Not in terms of doing anything wrong. He just lost control, looks like. Lit him up. And
Dario and Danica on the high side. And here comes Marco. Oh, look out! Airborne! Frankini's upside down. Dixon is involved. The wheels touched. Weldon is involved. So let's go back and take a look at this and watch the wheels.
Now the left rear of the car on top, 27 car, and then the car on the right front wheel of Dan Wheldon. Looked like Dan was just trying to move up towards the right just a little bit, and his right front wheel on his target machine got the Canadian Club machine up in the air. And see everything else going on there. The parts are just strewn everywhere. And the real lucky guy in this, Marty, I think really was Thomas Schechter, because of everything coming down on top of his car, he could end up having the car land right inside the cockpit.
Also, watch Scott Dixon. He almost had the same situation. Watch the 9 car come in here.
Up and over.
See right there. I mean,
absolutely. Wow. Actually, it's the 22 of AJ Foyt, not Thomas Schechter, excuse me.
Tony Kanaan, it'll be his 4th win this year, the first to 4, and his 11th.
Nice job, TK. Nice job. Good job, guys. Nice job. Hey, Brooks. Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday.
Take a look. Oh, and we have a crash at the first turn after they cross the finish line. It is Koski Matsura and Dario Franchitti. It was after the finish. Dario came across the line in 8th. Koski a lap down in 11th.
He was trying to get underneath.
Oh my gosh, he goes up and over again?
Oh, can you count this as lucky or what in the world?
That looked like one of those hydroplane blowovers.
My goodness.
All right, here we go. We're going to go on board.
Now, you're not riding aboard a jet fighter right now when you start to see the sky.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. He just checks up and
touches the tire, up and over. Reminds me of a ride in a fighter plane.
This is unreal. And there goes the onboard camera. Oh.
But you can see Mike moving inside the car. He's going on the inside of Ryan Hunter-Reay. This reminds me almost of Dan Wheldon's crash here in turn 3 and 4 quite a few years ago. And the car is up into the fence, which is almost reminiscent of Kenny Brack's accident at Texas quite a few years ago, guys. Very, very lucky.
You know, he was incredibly lucky that he did not go head into that fence. That is a horrible impact. Wow.
And here we go. The field seems to be divided by a... Oh, we have a caution already. Oh, my. Who is upside down?
It looked like National Guard colors, which would be Wheldon.
It is.
And that is before the start-finish line, guys. When we saw that lead pack kind of file in, this happened back coming off 11.
Oh, my. That was more than just a tip over, wasn't it?
Off the right front there.
Show the strength of that roll hoop.
Yeah.
And it looked like Baguette was the car that was behind him.
And that's what I say, it was just the right front. It was just a simple little clip. There's the clip.
Yep.
And it sends you over. Well,
Wow, that was a nasty one.
well, that's, you know, when we talk about the challenge of IndyCar racing, open wheel racing, and while you don't spend a lot of time touching out there, that's why right there.
Now they're supposed to come down at about 60 to 70 miles an hour. Stand by because the Honda Grand Prix of St. Petersburg here to start the 2011 season is green. Oh, they're going to try 4 wide. We have contact and a huge crash right in the first corner, and the car's upside down. Castro-Neves involved. Scott Dixon is involved. The 27 Mike Conway. And I cannot tell who that is. That's, oh, it's Marco Andretti.
Well, as you can see at the start already, they're not really as closely lined up as they should be, but a lot of movement in the back section there as it is. Marco just gets himself in too strong. The back end starts to come around. Remember, the tires are cold. There is no temperature. The low pressures are there. You don't have the grip with the car as you would if you ended up running the car for a couple of laps. There again, look on the inside. Marco Andretti is now starting to dive down the inside. He's on the paint from the runway. There is no grip on that paint, and you can see what happens. Everybody else starts to just go around him trying to avoid it, and it just ends up with carnage with all cars going in all different directions.
Well, and it looked like Marco got some help from Castro-Neves. Castro-Neves got into his rear tire and sort of pushed him over as well. I go back to Al Unser Jr. talking in the drivers' meeting. He said, guys, you got to take care of each other through these first couple of corners.
Probably made some change in that pit stop we had.
Trouble. The 82 of Tony Kanaan, the 22 of Thomas Scheckter. A big contact. And Tony is on his lid.
Okay, Tony? Yeah.
Here's a replay.
Oh, Tony on the low side, and then what's ended up happening with Marco, he ends up just getting squeezed from Thomas Scheckter, the 22 machine on the right-hand side. And so he ends up then getting into Tony, which then starts all this off. And that's why you saw the right front suspension damage on the 26 sample machine of Marco Andretti.
And there's no safer barrier on that inside portion of the wall, but thank goodness those tires were there.
Here's a replay.
Just lost it.
And it's just very similar to what happened to Elio yesterday. Here it is again. And he was running by himself in a front end impact into the outside wall. Third angle. Very similar to the way Elio's looked, except this stayed on its side and didn't flip back over on all fours.
This is it. One lap. Oh, there goes Ryan Hunter-Reay and Ryan Briscoe. And Briscoe flies. Oh. Briscoe flips and flies. On the grass, the two Ryans came together. And that's a very abrupt end to what was a terrific day for Ryan Briscoe. He gives both thumbs up, which is a good sign.
Just start bouncing off of each other here. Hunter-Reay was going for a gap, it closed, and he came down into Brian, and the grass just caught the car and just flipped it violently.
And very shortly thereafter, Ryan Briscoe gives the double thumbs up. Watch this, just a gap that closed again. It's Karam coming down, Hunter-Reay in the middle, and Ryan Briscoe, just the innocent bystander there down on the inside, and that nose just dove in like a dart into the grass and flipped Briscoe.
Put any lap in the 231 so far. Trouble! Oh, what a crash! What a terrible crash!
Up and over, car flipped. Came back, up and over.
That was a hard hit. He's fine.
He's already way off the line. He's off the dark patch of the racetrack, which we call the racing line. He's up in the gray. He's lost control of the car. He's hoping he's not going to hit the wall. He impacts the wall, comes off the wall, just misses the 10 of Tony Kanaan. Unfortunately, Scott Dixon is right there, up and over the front of the car. Car hits on the top of the wall. The safety cell on these cars, guys, I can't tell you how strong they are. An awful accident, but as we saw, Scott Dixon right there, hands away from the steering wheel. We saw him get out, and when we first went to this frame, when we first saw this accident, you heard some roar from the crowd, and that was because they knew that Scott Dixon was okay, and the 77 of Jay Howard was also okay.
Boy, this is just bad timing on Dixon's part and incredible fortune with the way this car lands on top of the wall.
Oh, he's incredibly fortunate.
Great start, Alexander Rossi. He's already up to second. Here comes Hunter-Reay in the yellow car. So the Andretti boys are trying to get through. Will everybody get through is the question to be answered.
What a jump by Power. Pagano having trouble in the back. Guys are bailing through the chicane. Where will they come out?
Oh, no!
Dixon. That's no good.
Dixon's in the middle of that.
Car upside down. Andretti, I think.
Scott Dixon is in the middle of that mess. No, it's not. It's Ed Jones. No, Dixon is. He's off to the side. Oh, no.
See several cars take the exit. Dixon's on the outside in the back there. Nowhere to go.
Oh. Andretti went right over the top of James Hinchcliffe.
I want to see how this started, Paul.
Yeah, I think Hinchcliffe lost it in front of the field. He got loose coming out of that kink and lost it, and then everybody just piled right into the back of him.
He well smoked on the front straightaway. Now Ryan Hunter-Reay is to the inside. Huge crash. Hunter-Reay, Sato. Oh no, and Rossi is in it.
A lot of cars.
Up in the fence is Rosenquist.
This is disastrous for Rossi in the championship. His teammate was involved like he was last year in turn 2. Sato's involved. Car upside down. Sato's car
on fire too.
So close, but here, watch Sato, and then he just turns on him.
Oh, and Hunter-Reay was kind of tight down below.
No steering for Rossi now.
I think everybody was trying to go after the single car toe, the draft from Scott Dixon. You had 3 wide.